Marvelous AQL.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim, and this is Half Minute Hero: The Second Coming. It's the sequel to the first game I ever did an Indie Friday on, and continues the extensive love letter written to the JRP genre. This game picks up roughly where the previous game, Half Minute Hero Super Mega Neo Climax Ultimate Boy, left off, making large improvements to the gameplay systems, and tying the two games together nicely, not only in the intro, but throughout the entire story. The story itself plays out in 5 distinct stages, each with their own intros and credits, making them feel almost as if they're their own games. And after thoroughly setting you up, it throws you headlong into their world. But let's start off with a little bit of history. This game was released on the PSP exclusively in Japan as Yusha 32nd, and this version is a much enhanced port over to the PC platform. For those unfamiliar with the formula this game sets up, you, as the hero, travel throughout the world with the Time Goddess, a whimsical if sometimes greedy deity with the power to turn back time, as long as you pay her. So when the world gets threatened with a spell that will destroy the world in 30 seconds, you become the perfect team to travel the land, figure out what to do, and pay the goddess to rewind time, giving yourself the chance to defeat the evil lord casting it. This game is basically a lesson on abridging the RPG game, streamlining the entire genre into its most sped up form. It boils down the base elements, with battles being largely automatized, and the two sides ram slam into each other until one of you is dead. You'll see damage roll on both sides, and if things aren't going well, use both offensive and defensive items to your advantage. And you run between towns, gathering info on ways to take down the evil lord, buying items and rewinding time if you need to explore a bit more. The timer itself pressures your every move, forcing your puzzle-solving skills to work in tandem with your time management skills. And there will often be at least one, if not multiple, side objectives that will be of great help in killing the evil lord. So it becomes a struggle deciding whether to just level as quickly as possible and dive into the castle, possibly saving the money from the goddess, or explore and do the side mission, obtaining an item that makes killing the lord that much easier. And as most sequels should, many aspects were added that help flesh out the game even more. For example, in the last game, to get from mission to mission was your basic points on a map style. Now you have an entire world map to explore at your leisure, with the area to begin the next mission highlit for you, making avoiding it very easy, and gives you access to dungeons littered across the way, each holding treasures unlocked at different points in the adventure. There's now a global leveling system, so that the game can continue to get harder and harder without you, the character, feeling like you're having to start over again every time from level 1, which also contributes to the sense of progression in a persistent game world. It also gives you visible enemies to slam against on the map, so now planning your route becomes part of the gathering XP versus wasting time battle, but more importantly, no random battles. You now have access to an actual honest-to-goodness party that can travel between missions with you, and weapons that have special skills you can use and unlock across any weapon. Did I mention you get a moving castle as your home base and a giant battle bot? Because you totally get a giant moving castle that functions as your home base and a battle bot. But the strengths of the game don't lie solely in the gameplay. There is a deep-seated story here that spans multiple generations, including the one of the previous game. Each chapter in the story mode has roughly 12 to 15 stages in it, and leads you across multiple continents, allowing you to explore the world from mission to mission. Once you cross into the actual timed portion, the game makes great use of time-stopping dialogue and vignettes to fill you in on the details. This really helps slow things down and give you time to think, because the gameplay itself has a very quick-paced nature. That being said, the impulse is to just rush past these story bits, as you can in most RPGs, but doing this results in missing a lot the game has to offer, not to mention some of those sweet items in those villages. And this can oftentimes lead you into making dumb decisions once the mission rolls around, because you missed a crucial piece of instruction along the way. There is, however, no real punishment for trial and error, so you'll often find yourself restarting the mission because you know you can take down that boss one time reset earlier if you can just get there a little quicker. And it's these kind of perfectionist impulses that lead to the replays, as well as the fact that there's a time attack mode to replay stages individually, and harder difficulty levels which make the game do things like not stop time when you're in the villages, and also not tell you when you're stronger than the boss, and other twists to the formula. One other thing to note here is how much effort went into bringing back the classic elements to the forefront. while minimizing the annoyances these old school games usually had. With there being no random battles, the guesswork of the time between places is eliminated, which, in a game all about time, is incredibly important. And when you do become strong enough that the monster would be instantly killed, the game wastes no time with the battle and simply lets you kick the enemy out of the way, still giving you the golden XP. The inventory and class management systems were reworked as well, with you able to choose a class for yourself, giving advantages when using certain weapons. Choosing the best weapon and armor piece is still relatively easy, although the extra ones left behind from missions past do sometimes get in the way. You're also able to choose special skills to bring to battle, both from the actual weapon you're carrying and ones learned through repeated use with other weapons in battle. So once you combine all of that with the formation system and its stat boosting abilities, if you're rolling with a full party, each with its own contingent of special abilities, it's very hard to stop this pain train from rolling on through. The game also gives subtle nods and references to other important hallmarks in the genre, such as a level involving the Chrono Crystal, pairing you with a plucky female engineer sidekick who makes inventions, and also has a thing about frogs. Other game modes have been made available in this version, such as a map and scenario editor, the infinite battle mode where you take on a never-ending stream of evil lords, a goddess room where you can change some of the aesthetics of the game, a multiplayer battle option that pits you and a random person or friend you invite in a heated race to see who can defeat the evil lord first, with the whims of the time goddess helping or hindering players along the way. And all of the side modes have a variety of options that change the way the game plays. The game itself even has full 1080p support and functionality with the Oculus Rift. Not a joke. So whether you're looking for a shallow slaughterfest of a quick-time RPG, or if you're the type who reads a little deeper, Half Minute Hero: The Second Coming is an excellent example of what can happen when care and good game design come together. Give it a chance to convince you. After all, it only takes 30 seconds. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and as always, we'll see you next time.